Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing great. I am Neha Rajvanshi and I welcome you all in today's class, that is English class of class 8th. So students, in the previous video we have started with our new topic of grammar syllabus. So now we are discussing about determiners, and in the previous video we have discussed two of the determiners, and they are some and any. We have seen their different uses and we have discussed so many examples also, and after that we have seen practice exercise also. So I am sure that the difference that is there between some and any and all the uses, everything is clear to you all, right? And this term, that is determiners, it is also clear that what determiners actually mean. And now we will continue with the same topic in today's video. In this video also we will see some of the determiners, their uses, and yes, some examples. So now let's begin our today's video. So now students, next determiners that we are having here. So now we will discuss each and every. So maybe you can think that each and every, they are just similar words, they are just the same words, they are used just like in a same manner, but no, it's not like that. Yes, they are two different determiners and they are used differently. So what is the difference and how we have to use these two words as a determiners, that we will cover now. So first of all, let's try to understand about these two words. Let's see what we are having here. So let's read. Each and every, take singular noun and singular verb after them. Each plus of plus plural noun is also followed. So first of all, the very important thing we are having here about each and every, that is that if we are using each and every as a determiner in a sentence, so after that we have to write singular noun, and according to that we have to use singular verb, right? But yes, one exception we are having here. So what is that? There is one kind of particular sentence structure in which we are having each plus of plus plural noun. So this is one of the sentence structure. So this sentence structure is also followed. Okay, next, each indicates two or more items, whereas every indicates three or more items. So again, now here we are having a very important difference between each and every. So according to this point, we are having, if we are using each in a sentence, so with the help of each we are indicating, we are showing two or more items. But if we are using every in a sentence, so with the help of every we are indicating three or more items. So what it means? It means that if we are trying to indicate two items, in that case we cannot use every, then we have to use each only, because each means two or more item and every means three or more item. So इससे हमें क्या समझ में आ रहा है कि जब हम each का यूज कर रहे हैं तो मिनिमम दो क्वांटिटी वहाँ होनी चाहिए, राइट? और जब हम every का यूज कर रहे हैं तो मिनिमम थ्री क्वांटिटी वहाँ पे होनी चाहिए, then only we can use every in a sentence. So this is a very important difference. Each means that we are having here two or more items and every means three or more items. Okay, so now we are having some more rules, or we can say some more uses related with each and every. So now we are having one table here. In this side we are having each and here we are having every, and now we can see that what are the uses. So let's read. First of all, we are reading about each. So let's see. Each refers to individual things in a group or list of two or more entities. So first of here we are having that when we are using each, suppose हम किसी ग्रुप को रेफर कर रहे हैं, ओके, किसी ग्रुप में suppose we are having 5 students and we are indicating that group of 5 students and we are using each. So it means that we are talking about individual student. It means अगर उस ग्रुप में 5 students हैं और हमने वहाँ पे सेंटेंस में each का यूज़ किया है, सो हम वहाँ पे पांचों को एक एक करके इंडिविजुअली हम उसको रेफर कर रहे हैं. एंड अगेन वी आर हैविंग दैट each, it is used to show to indicate two or more items. So let's see how can we use each. We are having one example here. Each poet sees nature differently. So when we are using each here and we are saying that each poet, so it means we are talking about all the poets, but how individually. हम ग्रुप में बात नहीं कर रहे हैं. जब हम each का यूज करते हैं तो हम ग्रुप के भी सभी मेंबर्स को इंडिविजुअली देखते हैं. ओके, अब ग्रुप में कितने मेंबर्स हो सकते हैं? 5 हो सकते हैं, 10 हो सकते हैं, 20 हो सकते हैं. लेकिन जब हम each का यूज करते हैं, इट मीन्स दैट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑल द मेंबर्स बट इंडिविजुअली, नॉट जस्ट एज अ ग्रुप. Clear? Now let's see that each, it is used for two things, or we can say two or more things. Now suppose we are having one sentence here that he was hurt in leg, and here we are having one blank. So students, now it is very much obvious that in this blank we cannot write every, we have to write each. Why? Because we all know that we all human beings, we all are having only 2 legs. और हमें पता है every कब यूज हमें करना है, every हमें यूज करना है when we are talking about 3 or more items. लेकिन legs तो कितने होते हैं? 2 होते हैं. So if we are trying to indicate 2 legs, then yes, we cannot use every, then we have to use each in our sentence. Clear? Now let's talk about every. So let's see. Every refers to whole group of people or things together with no exception. So yes, this is the difference. जब हमने each पढ़ा था तो हमने क्या यूज पढ़ा था कि जब हम each का यूज कर रहे हैं किसी ग्रुप को रेफर करने के लिए, so it means we are talking about all the members individually. But here we are having that if we are using every and with the help of every, if we are indicating a group, it means we are talking about the group together. It means we are talking about the whole group. तब हम इंडिविजुअली बात नहीं करते हैं, हम इंडिविजुअली एक एक पर्सन की बात नहीं करते हैं, तब हम एंटायर ग्रुप के बारे में, और वी कैन से दैट वी आर टेकिंग द होल ग्रुप टुगेदर व्हेन वी आर यूजिंग एवरी. नाउ लेट्स सी द एग्जांपल. वी आर हैविंग every poet is sensitive and considerable. So here in this sentence also we are having poet as a subject. So we are having every. So what it means? It means that we are talking about all the poets, but how we are talking about them as a group, we are talking about them together in the sense of together. Okay? And we know that if we are having this sentence that he was hurt in leg, then in this sentence we cannot use every, it will be wrong. Why? Because we all are having, we all human beings are having only 2 legs, but with the help of every we are showing 3 or more things. So if we are having leg here, then we have to use each, we cannot use every. The use of every, it will be wrong. Okay? So I am summarizing this thing one more time that we are having here. Students, listen very carefully because there is a very minute difference between these two determiners. They are each and every. So first of all, we have discussed already that each, with the help of each, we are trying to show 2 or more item, and if we are using every, it means we are trying to show minimum 3 or more items, right? Second thing that we are having here, that if we are using each, it means we are talking about a group and then we are showing all the members individually. But if we are using every, it means that we are taking the entire group as a whole. We are talking about the entire group together. Okay, I hope that much is clear. So now moving on, let's read more what we are having here. So now let's talk about every. So let's see, adverbs such as almost, nearly, particularly, not are used with every, not with each. It means now here we are having certain words, we are having some adverbs here. So yes students, you have to learn all these words, these adverbs you have to learn actually, because whenever we are having these words in a sentence and we have to write each or every, then आपको हमेशा learn करना है कि इन सारे adverbs के साथ always you have to use every, you cannot use each. So let's read all the words one more time. So here we are having almost, nearly, particularly not. So whenever we are having such words in a sentence, so all these words are known as adverbs. So with these adverbs we have to use every, then we cannot use each. Example we are having here, almost every boy was beaten. So here in this sentence we can see that we are having almost, and this word is here in this list. So it is very much clear that with almost we have to use every. So here we are making this sentence that almost every boy was beaten. So with almost, if you are using each, it means your answer is wrong. Okay. So just learn these words, and whenever you are finding any of these words, then yes, you have to use every with these words. You cannot use each with any of these words. Now one more example we are having here, not every student enjoyed the annual function. So not, it is also in this list. So it is also, you know, in these words, it is also one of the adverb. With that we have to use every only, and this is the reason in this blank we are using every. So just learn these words. Now let's see, we are having each. So each, it is used for limited number. So whenever we are talking about limited number, then yes, we have to use each. And when we are talking about indefinite, or we can say infinite number, then we have to use every. Another difference we are having here, again just listen carefully. If we are talking about limited number, so what limited number means, let's see the example. It rained each day last week. So this is a very good example to clear this thing, what limited number means. So students, you all know that in a week how many days are there? We all know that in a week there are 7 days. So जो quantity है 7 days की, we can say जो number है 7 days वो limited है, वो fix है. So whenever we are talking about limited number, then always to show limited number we have to use each. But here we are having that whenever we are trying to indicate indefinite or infinite numbers, let's see the example to clear the point. Shalu has read every book in the library. So here we are talking about one library, and now just tell me, can you imagine, can you guess the number of books that are there in a library? No, because yes, a library is always full with books. So इस library में कितनी सारी books होती हैं, जो number of books है that is actually infinite, or we can say that is actually indefinite. So when we are trying to indicate something that is indefinite, or we can say infinite, then we have to use every. But if we are trying to indicate limited number, or we can say finite number, then we have to use each. Like in this example we are trying to show days in a week, and we all know that in a week there are only 7 days. But in a library obviously there are so many books, the number of book that is indefinite, or we can say infinite, and this is the reason in this sentence we have to use every. Okay, so students, just be very careful regarding all the differences that we are discussing, regarding all the uses, and this is the reason we are discussing so many examples also here, just to clear all the points, just to clear all the differences. All right. So now I hope these two determiners, each and every, it is clear. The uses we have seen, examples we have discussed, basically they are very minute differences between these two words each. So one more time I am summarizing all the things that we have discussed already. Each, it is used to show, to indicate 2 or more things. Every, it is used to indicate 3 or more things. Then we have discussed that when we are using each, it means we are referring a group, and we are referring all the members individually. But when we are using every, it means we are talking about the entire group together. Right, then we have seen, then we have read some of the adverbs, and with those adverbs we have to use every only. Clear? And then yes, we have discussed this thing also, that if we are trying to indicate limited number, then yes, we have to use each, and if we are trying to show indefinite number, infinite number, then we have to use every. Alright, so now after discussing all the uses, after discussing all the examples, now finally we are having one practice exercise here. So now we are having some sentence, we have to read the sentence and all the sentences are having blanks. So after reading the sentence, we have to fill the blanks using each or every. So whatever determiner is the most appropriate, that we have to write here. And when we are doing the exercise, so at that time just recall all the rules that we have discussed, right? So I'm sure you all are ready with your answers. So let's start with our first sentence. So in the beginning we are having one blank. After that, of the students has 3 books. So now we have discussed this thing already, that if we are having of plus plural, so then we have to use each. So now our answer will be each of the student has 3 books, right? Next, there is a bus 2 hours. So here we are talking about one frequency, right? We are saying that there is a bus 2 hours. It means, after 2 hours, after every 2 hours there is a bus. So in this sense, we have to use every here. Next sentence, there are 4 worksheets of subject. So here we are saying that suppose there are 2 subjects, suppose there are 3 subjects, but we are saying that there are 4 worksheets of all the subjects. So no matter there are 3 or 4, but here we are talking about all the subjects individually, right? जितने भी subject हैं, सभी subjects की 4 worksheets हैं. So whenever we are talking about all the things, individually, then yes, we have to use each. I hope the reasons are clear that why we are writing these determiners, right? Because reason should be clear, then only you will be able to solve all the sentences by your own. Okay, so here we are using each here. Why? Because we are talking about all the subjects individually, right? हम कह रहे हैं कि जितने भी subjects हैं, सभी subjects की 4 worksheets हैं, right? So चाहे 3 subjects हैं, maybe 4 subjects are there, maybe 5 subjects are there. So सभी subjects की 4 worksheets hai. Okay, and this is the reason that we are talking about all the subjects as an individual subject. We are using each here in this sentence. Moving on, next we are having, we enjoyed minute of our holidays. So now we are talking about something that is infinite, something that is indefinite, because suppose we went for a holiday for 1 week, right? So in 1 week, we are talking about the minutes, right? So we are talking about one number that is indefinite, and when we trying to show such things, then we have to use every. So here our answer will be every, and the complete sentence will be, we enjoyed every minute of our holidays. Next sentence, student has written an email. Again we are talking about students, but as an individual, right? Suppose किसी क्लास में 20 students हैं और हम कह रहे हैं कि सभी students ने email लिखा. It means जितने भी students हैं, सब ने individually अपना अपना email लिखा है. So yes, we are trying to indicate individual member, and this is the reason here in this blank we have to write each, and the complete sentence will be, each student has written an email. Alright. Next sentence, these lemons cost 25 cents, and now let's suppose we are having 4 lemons, okay, and we are talking about 4 lemons individually, because we are saying कि जितने भी lemons हैं उसमें से let's write each here first of all. So here we are trying to show that suppose we are having 4 lemons, and now we are talking about the cost, now we are talking about the price of the lemons. So we are saying that these lemon cost 25 cents each. It means we are telling the price of 1 lemon, and we are saying कि 1 lemon का price कितना है, 25 cent है. Okay, so suppose कि जितने भी lemons हैं, maybe 10 lemons हैं, 15 lemons हैं, so we are telling the price of 1 lemon here, and we are saying कि जितने भी lemon हैं, हर एक lemon का जो price है, that is 25 cents. Alright, so the complete sentence will be, these lemons cost 25 cents each. Okay. Moving on, next sentence, they have their own email address. So now students, we are talking about they, maybe they are some employees, maybe they are some students, and we are saying that they have their own email address. And now just tell me, क्या दो लोग अपना email address share कर सकते हैं? No, जितने भी लोग हैं उस ग्रुप में सभी का email address सबका अपना email address होगा, right? So again we are referring the members of the group as an individual, because email address is something that everyone should have their own email address, and this is the reason when we are referring all the members as an individual, so yes, we have to use each. And the complete sentence will be, they each have their own email address. Okay. Next, we lost $20. Again, we have to write each. Why? Because now in this sentence also we are trying to show this thing that we. So maybe in this group of we are having 4 people, we are having 5 people. So we are saying that we lost $20 each. It means हम सभी में ने मतलब हम सभी का जो ग्रुप है उस ग्रुप में हर एक पर्सन ने $20 जो है वो उनके उन्होंने लॉस्ट कर दिए हैं. सो दिस इज द रीजन दैट अगेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वन ग्रुप एंड वी आर referring the members of the group as an individual. So for that, yes, we have to use each in the sentence, and the complete sentence will be, we lost $20 each. Okay. Next, answer is worth 2 points. So now after reading this sentence, what meaning we are having here? The meaning is, here we are talking about one question paper and we are saying कि इस question paper में जो answers है, so उस answer का जो worth है, it means उस answer के जो marks है वो कितने हैं? 2 points है. We can say 2 marks का one question है. And now suppose उस question paper में 10 questions हैं या there can be 15 questions. So here we are talking about all the questions as an individual, and we are telling the point that that question is having, that we are saying that each answer is worth 2 points. So आप जितने भी answers लिखोगे उस question paper में से, so for all the answers, or we can say for each answer you will have 2 points. For each answer you will score 2 marks. Okay, so in this sentence also we are referring all the questions as an individual. We are telling the point of each question. We are telling the point of we can say one question. So this is the reason we have to use each here in this sentence. Okay, I hope all the sentences that we are doing, so why we are writing these words, the reason should be very much clear. No doubt, no confusion should be there, students. Just learn all the rules very carefully, and we have discussed all the examples also just because of this reason, to clear the points. Next sentence, they are open day except Sunday. So here we are talking about some shops, some market, and we are saying that they are open. So here again we are trying to show the frequency. So we are saying that they are open every day except Sunday. It means except Sunday, Sunday को छोड़ के बाकी सारे दिन, rest of the other days they are open. Sunday के दिन वो अपना shop, अपना market जब वो close रखते हैं, but except Sunday they are open every day. Next, of the students is expected to complete 3 projects this term. So look at this structure in which we are having of plus plural subject. So we have to follow the rule, and according to the rule we have to write each here just because of the structure, and we have discussed this thing earlier. So now we have to write each, and the sentence will be, each of the students is expected to complete 3 projects this term. Okay. Next, almost student failed the exam. So just student, just recall the rules when we were discussing about the adverbs. So then we have discussed that whenever we are having certain adverbs, and almost, it was also there in that list, and we have discussed that after these adverbs we have to use every. So we are following the rules here, and here in this blank we have to write every, and the complete sentence will be here, almost every student failed the exam. Okay. Moving on, the children read 20 minutes a day. So here we are talking about one very general thing. We are talking about one frequency. We can say that children read 20 minutes every day. Next is, there are two boxes. One has a reference number. So here first of all we are saying this thing that we are having two boxes, right? So there are two boxes. Next we are saying that one has a reference number. It means दो बॉक्स हैं और दोनों ही बॉक्सेस पे क्या है, एक एक रेफरेंस नंबर है. So yes, when we are talking about two things or we can say two or more things, then we have to use each. We cannot use every here because we are talking about two boxes only. And yes, I hope you all are able to recall that every is used when we are talking about three or more objects, but here we are talking about only two boxes, and for that we have to use each here. And the complete sentence here will be, there are two boxes, each one has a reference number. Okay. Next, time I go shopping, I buy more than I intended. So again we are showing one general thing. We are trying to show the frequency of this thing, that every time I go shopping, so what happens? I buy more than I intended. Moving on, next sentence. There were shops on side of the street. So students, now read the sentence very carefully, try to understand the meaning and use your logic. So here we are talking about side of the street. So suppose this is a street, okay, and you are walking on this street, and we are talking about the shops. So just tell me, when you are walking on a street, so how many sides on this street can be shops? Obviously shops can be there this side and shops can be there this side, right. So what we are having here, that एक street की अगर हम shops पे हैं, तो shops कहाँ होंगी, street के कितने side होंगी? Only two sides होंगी, okay, दो sides पे ही shops हो सकती हैं. So here we are having the sentence in which we are having that there were shops on side of the street. So we all know that only two sides of the street there can be shops. So when we are indicating two sides, so yes, we have to use each. We cannot use every here. Why? Because every is used to indicate three or more items, but side of the streets it will be two only, and this is the reason we cannot use every. We have to use each here in this sentence, and the complete sentence will be, there were shops on each side of the street. Okay. Next, student was having English book on the table. So now here we are talking about one class. In that class there are some students, and we are talking about all the students as an individual, and we are saying that each student was having English book on the table. It means उस class में जितने भी students थे, सभी ने अपनी जो English book है वो अपने बैग में से निकाल के टेबल पर रख रखी थी, right. So yes, we are referring all the students as an individual, and this is the reason we have to use each here in this sentence, and the complete sentence will be, each student was having English book on the table. Moving on, next sentence, I have to go to hospital 6 months. So here also we are trying to show the gap, that after the gap of 6 months, or we can say that every 6 months I have to go to hospital. So now here in this blank there will be every, and the complete sentence will be that I have to go to hospital every 6 months. So we can say that when we are showing something that is happening again and again and again after some certain interval, so for that we have to use every, and this was the reason that we are saying that there is a bus after every 2 hours, because after that gap again and again, or we can say again after 2 hours there is a bus. Similarly we are saying that I have to go to hospital every 6 months. So whenever we are trying to show something that is happening again and again after a fixed interval, so for that we have to use every, and we have discussed some examples also, we have seen some sentences also. Next one, of us has a different opinion. So here we are saying that us, so maybe in this group of us we are having 3 person, we are having 4 person, we are saying कि that हम में से जितने भी person है, everyone is having a different opinion, right. So for that we have to use each here in this blank. Next sentence, there were two boys had a coat. So again, first of all we are saying that there were two boys, and now we are saying that had a coat. So yes, we are talking about two boys, and this is the reason here in this blank we have to write each. We cannot write every because we are talking about two boys only. Okay, so all the sentences, or we can say this practice exercise, here we have revised all the rules because we have done the sentences that are related with all the rules. So I hope now that these two determiners, each and every, their different uses, and this practice exercise, everything is clear to you all. Alright, so students, just learn all the uses, just look at all the rules very carefully, right? So now moving on, we are having our next new determiners. So now we will talk about much and many. So again, much and many, these two words are used to show some large quantity, or we can say some large number. Okay, so जब हम किसी चीज को ज़्यादा quantity show करते हैं, then we have to use much and many. But yes, again there are some differences between much and many. They are two words, they are two determiners that are used differently. They are having totally different uses. So what are the uses, or we can say what is the difference? So let's see, let's read about that. So first of all we will talk about much. So let's see, much is used to singular uncountable noun. So yes, always much it is used for, first of all, the noun, it should be singular one, and second thing, the noun should be uncountable one. So now students, you have to be careful regarding these terms. You have to identify that the noun is singular or plural, and you have to identify that the noun is uncountable or the noun is countable. So first of all, let's read this thing, then I will clear all the terms. So now let's talk about many. So many, it is used for the nouns that are plural and that are countable. So here we can see very clear difference. Much is used for singular nouns, many is used for plural noun. I hope you all are able to identify that noun is singular or plural. Like we can say girl, it's a singular noun, girls, it's a plural noun. Okay, student is a singular noun, students is a plural noun, doctor is a singular noun, doctors is a plural noun. Clear? So if we are having singular noun, just use much. If we are having plural noun, we have to use many. Second difference we are having here, that is that if the noun is uncountable one, then we have to use much, and if the noun is countable one, then we have to use many. So now this difference should be clear, what uncountable noun means, what countable noun means. So students, listen carefully, all the nouns that we can count. So what it means, suppose I am asking that how many girls are there in your class. So can you answer this question? Can you count? Yes, we can count. We can count and we can answer that there are 5 girls, there are 10 girls, there can be 20 girls, right? So we can count. We can count the number of girls that are there in your class. Okay, so yes, this is clear that the noun girls, it is a countable noun because हम girls को count कर सकते हैं. Similarly, we can count the boys. Similarly, we can count the trees. We can count the elephants. We can count the tigers. हम count कर सकते हैं कि zoo में कितने tiger थे. We can say that there are 2 tigers in the cage. There are 5 tigers in the zoo. Yes, so all the things, all the nouns that we can count, right? जिसको हम count करके उसका number हम बता सकते हैं. So those nouns are known as countable nouns. Clear? Now let's talk about uncountable nouns. So it's the opposite of this thing. It means वो noun जिनको हम count नहीं कर सकते, all those nouns are known as uncountable noun. So let's take the example. So let's suppose I am asking the question that how many milk is there in the jar. So can you count the milk? No, we cannot count the milk. We can measure the milk, right? हम milk को measure कर सकते हैं, हम milk की quantity measure कर सकते हैं, that that there is 1 liter, there is half liter, there is 5 liter milk, but we cannot count the milk. You cannot say that there is 5 milk, there is 6 milk. No, we cannot count the milk. Yes, we can measure it, but we cannot count. And here we are talking about the term that is count, and we cannot count the milk, and this is the reason that milk is uncountable noun. Clear? I hope it is clear what is countable, what is uncountable. All the nouns that you can count very easily. Count मतलब हम उनको एक तरह से हम separate कर सकते हैं. So let's take one example. Can you count the stars? Or we can say stars. Are the star countable or uncountable noun? So I am sure that your answer will be no. We cannot count the stars. So it's not like कि आपको sky में कितने stars हैं वो count करके बताना है. No. If I am saying that can you count the stars? So your answer should be yes, we can count the star. So what it means? It means कि हमें सारे stars नहीं count करने हैं कि आपको exact number बताना है कि sky में कितने stars हैं. But we can count the star. Why I am saying so? Because suppose हम stars को अलग अलग करके separately देख सकते हैं. हम देख सकते हैं कि ये 1 star, ये second, ये third, ये fourth. तो count करने का मतलब है हम उस thing को separate mode में देख सकते हैं. हमें टोटल नंबर नहीं बताना है, टोटल क्वांटिटी नहीं बतानी है, बट हम स्टार्स को काउंट कर सकते हैं. हम डिफरेंस देख सकते हैं क्योंकि वो फर्स्ट स्टार है, वो सेकंड स्टार है. सो यस, स्टार्स इट्स अ काउंटेबल नाउन बिकॉज यस वी कैन काउंट द स्टार. क्लियर? I hope this term is clear because it will be there when we are using much and many. So for that you have to understand that the noun is a countable or uncountable one. If the noun will be countable you have to use many, and if the noun is uncountable you have to use much. So these two terms it will be very much clear. You have to identify, you have to differentiate between these two words, okay? Because उसी base पे you can write the correct answer, you can write the appropriate determiner. So आपको noun को पहचानना है, आपको पता करना है कि वो noun singular है या plural है, वो countable है या uncountable है, and then according to that use the proper determiner to fill the blank of vacancy to complete the sentence. Alright, we are having example here, so let's see. First sentence is we don't have much money to spend. So here we are having money. Our noun is money. So for money we have to use a much. Why? Because money it's a uncountable noun. And now your question will be that how can money is a uncountable noun? We can count the money. So students just listen carefully. We can count the rupees. We can count the coins. You can answer me this question that how many rupees you are having. So you can count and you can tell me that I am having 2000 rupees, I am having 5000 rupees. Similarly, if I asking that how many coins you are having, so you can answer that I am having 20 coins, I am having 50 coins. But money, this noun, this word, this is uncountable. Rupees is countable, paise is countable, coin is countable. But if you are talking about money, so money, yes, it is uncountable noun. Okay, and this is the reason we are using much here for money. Next sentence, they do not buy many books every day. So here we are having books. So first of all we can see that books we are having S, it means yes we are having plural noun. Second, books, yes it is a countable noun. We can count the books. We can answer that I am having 7 books in my bag, I am having 2 books on the table. So we can count the books, it means books, it's a countable noun. So yes we are having plural and countable noun, and for that according to the rule our answer will be many. We have to use many for books. Okay, so this is the difference. Just learn this difference and just be very careful regarding this difference. Again I am repeating one more time, listen very carefully. Much it is used for singular and uncountable noun. Many it is used for plural countable noun. We have seen the examples, we have discussed all the terms. Okay, all right. Moving on, we are having one practice exercise here because much and many इनका ज़्यादा यूज़ हमें अलग अलग differences नहीं है, अलग अलग uses नहीं है. We know that much and many it is used to show large quantity or we can say large number, and how that we have discussed. We have to look about the noun. We have to see that is it a plural or singular, is it a countable or uncountable, and according to that we have to use the appropriate determiner. Okay, let's read the question. Fill in the blanks with many or much. So here we are having some sentence. Read the sentence very carefully and especially the noun. Just identify the noun, what category the noun is having, and according to that use the appropriate determiner to fill the blank. Okay, let's start this exercise with our very first sentence. So here we are having, I don't need milk in my coffee. So here we are having milk as a noun, and we have discussed this noun already, and we all know that milk, it's an uncountable noun, and for uncountable noun we have to use much. So here in this blank we have to write much, and the complete sentence will be, I don't need much milk in my coffee. Okay. Second sentence, my brother has positive qualities. So now our noun is qualities. First of all, we can see that qualities, it's a plural noun. Second, yes, we can count the qualities. Yes, हम qualities count करके बता सकते हैं that he is having 5 good qualities, she is having 3 bad qualities. Okay, so qualities, here we are having plural and countable noun, and for that we have to write many. So the complete sentence will be, my brother has many positive qualities. Moving on, next sentence, we read English stories in class. So here we are having stories. First of all, we can say that stories, it's a plural noun. Second, can we count stories? Yes, stories is a countable noun. We can say now that in our book we are having 10 stories. Okay, so stories, it's a countable noun. So yes, here in this blank we have to write many, and the complete sentence will be, we read many English stories in class. Okay. Next, there is not pizza left. So here we are having pizza, and in this blank we have to write much. The sentence will be, there is not much pizza left. And now students, don't be confused. You can say that pizza, we can count pizza, right? We can say that I ate 2 pizzas, she is having 4 pizzas, but here first of all just observe the word, we are having pizza, we are not having pizzas. It means we are having singular noun here. It means we are talking about one pizza only. Okay, and we are saying that there is not much pizza left. So suppose I was having one pizza. Okay, और इस पिज़्ज़ा का कुछ पार्ट जो है वो I have eaten. Suppose these 3 slices I have eaten. Now only 1 slice is left. So now I am talking about this part. Okay, I am talking about this part only, and for that I am saying that there is not much pizza left. Okay, so I am talking about only one pizza and especially a particular part of that pizza. So where I am trying to show this part, so for that I have to use much, I cannot use many. Okay. Moving on, next sentence, William does work at the office. So here we are having work, and students, work, it's an uncountable noun, and for that we have to use much here, and the sentence will be, William does much work at the office. Okay. Next, I don't know people like them. So here we are having people. People, it's a countable noun. So for that we have to use many, and the sentence will be, I don't know many people like them. Clear? Next, Lisa has made effort to learn this poem by heart. So here we are having effort. So efforts, it's an uncountable noun, and for that we have to use much here. And the sentence will be, Lisa has made much effort to learn this poem by heart. Next sentence, we have to discuss questions today. So here our noun is questions. Questions, yes, it's a countable noun. We can count the question. We can say that in this chapter there are 10 questions. I am having 20 questions in my question paper. So questions is a countable noun, and for that here we have to use many. And the complete sentence is we have to discuss many questions today. Next, Alexander has already done projects. So we are having projects, that is first of all plural noun, and that is also countable noun, and for that here in this blank we have to write many, and the complete sentence will be Alexander has already done many projects. Okay. Next, we found out information about that event. So here in this sentence our noun is information. Information, students, be very careful. Information is one of the uncountable noun, and for that here in this blank we have to write much, and the complete sentence will be we found out much information about that event. Okay. Moving on, next sentence, there are new houses in our street. So here we are having houses, that's a plural and countable noun, and for that here in this blank we have to write many, and the sentence will be there are many new houses in our street. Okay. Moving on, next, trees are blooming now. So here our noun is trees, that's a plural and countable noun also. So yes, in this blank we have to write many, and the sentence will be many trees are blooming now. Okay. Next, you need patience and persistence to cope up with all these tasks. So we are having patience, we are having persistence, both the noun are uncountable noun, right? We cannot count our patience. Okay. So yes, we are having uncountable noun, and for that we have to write much here, and the complete sentence will be you need much patience and persistence to cope with all these tasks. Clear? Next sentence, they don't buy salt and sugar. So here we are having salt and sugar. So can you count salt? Can you count sugar? No. We can measure it, right? We can say half kg salt, 1 kg sugar, but we cannot count it. So for that we can say that we are having uncountable noun, and accordingly we have to use much here. So students, again I am saying this thing, just be very careful regarding this thing, that you have to identify, you have to look at the noun very carefully, and just first of all decide that the noun is countable or uncountable, and according to that only use the appropriate determiner. Okay. Moving on, next sentence, we don't like things about this place. So we are having things, that is plural and countable noun. So here in this blank we have to write many, and the sentence will be we don't like many things about this place. Next sentence, there are birds in the sky. So here we are having birds. Again birds, it's a countable and it's also plural noun. So here we have to write many. We can count the birds, yes, that there are 10 birds sitting on the tree. I am having 3 birds at my home. Okay, so it's a countable, and yes, it's a plural also. So here our answer will be many, and the complete sentence will be there are many birds in the sky. Okay. Next, I haven't got homework today. So here we are having homework. So work was uncountable noun. Similarly, homework, it is also uncountable noun, and for uncountable noun we have to use much, and the complete sentence will be I haven't got much homework today. Okay. Moving on, John hasn't got money. So we have discussed this word already, that money, it's an uncountable noun. Just remember this thing, students. Rupees, paise, coins, they are countable noun, but money, it's an uncountable noun. And for uncountable noun, we are writing much here, and the complete sentence will be John hasn't got much money. Next, there aren't cars in the street. So here we are having cars. That's a plural and countable noun. So for that we have to write many. And the complete sentence will be there aren't many cars in the street. Okay. Moving on. There is coffee in the cup. So here we are having coffee. So can you count coffee? No, we cannot count. It's an uncountable noun. So for that we have to write much here, and the complete sentence will be there is much coffee in the cup. Okay. So students, we have seen so many sentences, we have done this practice exercise, and because of that we are able to revise all the rules that we have already discussed. So now students, we have completed our today's video. In this video we have seen first of all each and every, we have seen their different uses, the difference that is there, we have talked about that also. We have seen so many examples, and after that we have done practice exercise, and then we have discussed much and many. We have seen the difference very clearly in a detailed manner. We have discussed about the difference, and after that we have seen the practice exercise also. So I am sure that these 4 determiners, they are very much clear. Students, learn the rules very carefully. Just look at all the videos. Just observe all the examples very carefully. Alright, and in the next video we will continue with the same topic. In the next video also we will discuss some of the determiners, we will see their uses, and yes, of course we will see some examples. So just be with me. See you in the next video. Thank you.